Okay, so the question is Michael from The Story of Sun affiliated in some magic way with murder? And I just think it's really important to start as I mean to continue, which is keep reading. This may be the solution to my little cursing problem. Anyway, yes?
Were the patterns that John got for Wellesley and his brothers death the same as the ones that Thor got?
Oh, the patterns, the death patterns, the scarification, yes.
And how do they look like exactly? And were they the same for them both?
It is the same for them both. It is a pattern, and it goes over the tattoo. Not the tattoo. It goes over the scarification. Well, in his case, well, whatever. He has a tattoo that was scarified, and now it has more crap over it. But you can read the tattoos and the scarification underneath, and it is a very distinct pattern. And it's exactly the same. Whoever gets it, and that's why it was that ancient iron thing. Ah, a breeze.
So is it like X or something?
What? I'm sorry?
Is it like X or something?
No. X is a human thing. It's got nothing to do with us. It is a pattern that refers to strength in mourning.
Okay. And John got the same in the same place?
Yeah, well, no, because he did not lose a Shellen. So, I mean, what happens is the name's across the shoulders, and then it gets passed over, and then there's another bar for the lost son, and in John's case, the bar for the lost son is under his Shellen's name.
Okay, and for Wellesley? Because he got one.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then, you just keep working your way down the back. So if you actually marry a lot of people, and shit dies, and then you keep try that again. and then you keep working your way down the back and all that stuff. So, next one, yes?
Okay, so you did a video on paranormal, and you had mentioned...
That was not me. I've never done any naked television. Sorry.
And you had mentioned how Rev came onto the scene, and you didn't expect to have the Simpass, but there he was.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned maybe stocking up on dog biscuits in the mansion. And then in another book, there was a wolfen mentioned. And you've also mentioned that there's something mysterious.
The wolfen was mentioned in the previous book. And there were references to dog biscuits in previous books.
And that there's something mysterious about
And there's something
murder.
mysterious about murder.
Are
Is it possible that he has fangs? Yes, he's a vampire. Bitch, what do you think? That one was worth it. Really nice to someone after I called him a bitch.
Is there something possibly related between murder and the wolf?
She wants to know if there's something between murder and the wolfen, and I don't know what you are talking about. I know nothing. Does anyone have a question for Doc Jess, by the way?
I'm fine being the straight guy.
Well, still, I mean, anyone?
Her deadline is...
Yes.
Exor. Thorn? Is that how you say it?
Throw, yeah.
Throw. Is he Autumn's brother?
No. Throw is not Autumn's brother.
But that was such a good idea.
But that was such a good idea.
Okay, so...
Wait, just damn him?
No, that's just...
13. Otherwise, I will not get out of here alive. I won't be able to pay for my house.
For Doc Jane, do you think you're going to do another series after the Armageddon, or are you going to maybe do a tie-in series to what you're doing now?
The question is, am I going to do another series after the Night Keepers, or is it going to maybe tie in? You know, I'm a big fan of like Lost and Battlestar Galactica, where it tells the whole story and then finishes up. So I kind of always had promised from the beginning of the Night Keepers that it was going to be a complete series. So the November book, Spellfire, is the final book in the series, and we're not going back there. I mean, I'm going to miss the heck out of them, and you know, they're going to continue doing stuff. But for me, you know, and for what I saw as those stories and those characters, they need to be done. Yes, I will definitely be doing, you know, more stuff in 2013. Not really ready to talk about it yet, but it's in the works. Okay.
Sheep, farm animals. Things that go moo, and it does mean a little to the left. Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly. So there's a good 4 or 6 weeks for sales to get done. Get prepared.
My mother's here, for Christ's sake. I have a question, but you're calling on someone else, so fuck all y'all.
Question, or is it gone now?
Yeah, no, I really did have a question. What is the favorite thing about writing to you?
Oh, good Lord.
Aside from being with me, naturally. Because it's all about me.
And you know, favorite thing about writing, not having to commute, not having a boss. I mean, I love being my own boss. I mean, it's an unstable feeling life because you're only as good as your last book and your next book. You never really know what your income's going to be from year to year, whether people are going to love you or hate you. You know, it's not an easy universe, but I really just love sitting down at my computer, putting my head in these characters' lives, being able to live something that I really can't live, you know, in my physical body, and just being, and the fact that people out there actually enjoy what I'm doing, that really means a lot. You know,
Now you can sit around and watch more.
Hard not to watch more because, you know,
You are not the and I told you what I love it. It's one of my favorite, and I love how he decides not to stay in heaven because they don't have no cable TV there.
Yes!
I'm like, that's your data screen? And they're like, you know, doesn't St. Peter have like a DVR or something? I mean, yes, you.
It's kind of a two-part question. You've been telling us from forever now about these bright pupilless eyes with the navy blue rim, and I'm guessing that this is a fairly rare vampiric trait. Would it be safe to assume that anybody who has that would be related by blood?
Oh, look at that face! Look at that face!
Wait, my ass is now in a crack.
I'm just saying, what do you guys think?
No! No!
Keep the house.
I'm sorry, I forgot the question. No, the question has to do with. Well, in case you don't know how the cursing jar got started, we were at a conference, I think it was RT actually, a few years back, and we were talking about the role of copy editors in a writer's life, and I said, yeah, you know, they just want to take the Chicago Manual of Cocksucking Style and shove it down your throat. And what's funny about it is when I answered the question, my mouth was like going here, and my brain was about 5 words behind, and so I said something, and there was this reaction in the audience. I thought, oh, that's really strange, you know, and then I realized, I was like, oh, shit, that's what I just said. No, that doesn't count, because I'm relating a story.
I was willing to let cocksucking go.
Yeah, it is fair to say, it is not inaccurate to say that the ice white eyes with the navy blue circles are from a limited genetic pool. 3 years of law school, and that's what you get. Yes.
Okay, this is a writer question. So you have so many layers. I'm wondering how you keep track of the plots and all the hijinks.
Oh my God, it's you! Miranda Jones! I'm sitting here, we're supposed to have lunch or dinner or something. I know, but I didn't bring I don't have email access, so I know, I blame myself. I can't believe you asked a question. I'm staring an iPad in the face. I'm like, an apple all over your ass. You know, well, I mean, I keep track of the plots as best I can. There are some huge continuity mistakes in the series, and we try and catch them all. It's just not possible. But I have a great research assistant, and we do the best we can. The new books, if it's something that's relatively recent, I all have it in my head. I just seem to parallel process it like that. It's just like multiple train tracks, and you kind of like skip in, you know, from one to the next to the next. Sometimes I balance it well, sometimes I don't. I think Fury's book was what taught me that I got so involved in the side plots and his addiction stuff that I didn't really focus on the romance, but I needed to learn that unfortunately I learned it in a book, you know what I mean? And so every time I go through this, and Doc Jess can comment on this as well, I make mistakes every single time. And at least I try to not make the same mistakes again. So after his book, I try and say, okay, where's the romance? What needs to be here from a world building perspective? And how much of each future book can I afford to show? Because I get all these pictures in my head, but there's no timeline, so I have to figure out how far in each book I can go to set up the next. Because my thing is, with an ongoing series, you need to do world building because you can't feed other people into the books unless you do the world building. Because otherwise you're stuck with a limited pool, and I just wrote my 10th book, and that's it for the original stories that were in my head. And so without the Band of Bastards coming in, or Murder, or the Sympaths, or all that stuff, I'm dead in the water, and now I don't have anything else to write about. So I think it's really necessary to always keep it, if you're writing a series, if you're writing standalones, you can do anything that you want, and you just have to make sure, you know, you start, middle, and finish. But for the series, I think you really have to open the doors, but it is a tricky balancing. I've gotten it wrong, you know, so, you know, do you want to talk about the difference between writing series and...
Well, yeah, no, for me,